new episode of the We Talk Talent Series Season 4, where we invite the most prominent HR leadership voices to share their insights and experiences on and around the current HR ecosystem. Joining us today is Sunandita Bose. She heads the Global Talent Acquisition function at Tata Communications. A quick introduction about Sunandita before we start. She is a global talent acquisition leader with a rich experience in workforce planning and management. Over the course of her professional journey, Sunandita has successfully led multiple global HR projects with cross-cultural teams, including setting up a global leadership hiring platform and managing it end-to-end with a key focus on quality and fitment of hiring. With this, a very warm welcome, Sunandita. It is indeed a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thanks, Manan. Pleasure is all mine.
So, we are all looking forward to an interesting discussion. To set the context for this conversation, my first question to you will be, can you share some of the most prominent and important challenges that you face in the TA space, and what exactly are your strategies to overcome them?
Prominent and important challenges in the TA space and the strategies around what we are doing right now.
Yeah.
So I think, the challenges keep shifting, right, as the market evolves, and so has it been. But I think some of the few consistent ones, I would say, is to find that the perfect fit, right? The right fit for a job. The good candidates are not always easily available. So, how do you grab their attention? How do you get them interested? How do you, someone must have switched a job, someone may be in another location, etc. So how do you create that brand to pull? I think that's a very critical area. People have multiple offers in today's market, right? How much can you stretch? What's your guideline? And can it always be a salary conversation versus, can it be something else? Can it be about the organization, the role, the manager, the content of the role actually? Not just compensation, so to say. I think that is very important to drive. And we as a team look into that very, very closely. And the other part is going to be, I would say, there is a shortage of talent in some of the key areas and skills. So, that continues to be a challenge. It's been a challenge over years and continues to be. And the newer tech skills, obviously there are lesser pool. So everybody is out to target the same market, same pool, and the demand and supply always gets skewed. So keeping the hiring manager's expectation and reality is important. So getting that market intel back, aligning them with what's the real story in the market to what's feasible and not feasible. I think that becomes a challenge unless you can solve for it in a structured approach or have a solution-oriented approach to it. And, sometimes the entire TA process itself can be so slow because of various steps of interviews that we do, right? We may be thinking we are trying to get that perfect guy or a girl, but in the process, the whole stretch of interviews can be super long and we lose somebody. So I think these are some of the few challenges that I feel in today's times that we're grappling with.
That was very insightful, Sunandita. So I heard you mention skill shortages in your answer. So my next question would be about that. What, according to you, are the type of skill shortages causing the talent war in your industry specifically?
Software talent. Everybody's looking for them, be it app development and so on. Application and development, both, I would say. Cybersecurity is a big space. IT operations and maintenance, cloud computing, data analytics, product management and engineering. I think these are the top few that I could think of, which is shortage or scarcity. It's tough to find the right person, I would say.
That was very interesting. So since this conversation is so interesting, I don't want to, break the flow of it. So I'll quickly jump on to my next question.
Sure.
So what is your take on the Gen Z talent entering the workforce, and how do their expectations differ from those of previous generations?
First of all, I never compare, right? I take them as they come because I came into the workforce at some stage and I was accepted the way I was. So it's just evolution. That's how everything works, right? As far as Gen Z is concerned, I think it's a simpler approach to take. They're very clear of what they are looking out for. They're looking at giving back to society. They're looking at, being in an environment which is inclusive. They can learn from it. They're not looking at hyper boss management cultures, right? They're not looking at somebody always trying to tell them this is how you should do it because I did it 10 years ago like that. So they need the space. They need clarity of communication. They are looking at making a difference. They're genuinely involved. Of course, there's an aspect about flexibility, space, all of that. But I think that's quite nice because I think we are also dealing with a group who's clear about what they're looking for, who have a mind of their own. They're looking out for things they want to accomplish at a much earlier stage in career. They have a broader mission that they're on individually. It could be traveling, it could be work-life balance, it could be taking care of somebody's personal hobbies. But that need is very clear. And in whichever aspect they're in, I think their need to learn and grow stands out and be involved. So yeah, that's how we're dealing with it.
Thank you for that answer. So Nandita, let me share something with you. So I was just surfing the net the other day and I came across various researches that quote soft skills as the new power skills of the millennium. So
Right.
How do you see the importance of soft skills evolving in the future from the perspective of the future?
I would say it's very important, firstly, absolutely. Soft skills are there. We always talk about skills from a business aspect, but what makes a person or an individual successful or unsuccessful is the leadership and the softer aspect of it. We can be very good at what we do, but if we are not being able to get to it with people, take people along, be collaborative, do all the things that an organization is not about one person normally. And to work with people, you need soft skills. To be a leader, you need to take people along. You can be doing a brilliant product development on your own, but you finally have to sell it to people, right? So I think it's going to be a very crucial aspect in the future. It's much needed, and it will continue to grow in its importance. Today we talk about skills quite in a large fashion when we talk about a job, right? Software aspects are taken for granted sometimes. That shift will happen in the near future, that we will talk about software aspects far more. Like, for example, if I'm talking about a job, I will always make it a point to ask, what software aspect are you looking at? What you're missing in your team that you would like to fill in the leader? So, yeah.
That was very neatly described, and I'm sure our audiences will resonate with your thoughts. So thank you for sharing such insightful and enlightening, Sunandita. It was an absolute delight to learn your thoughts and experiences. Thank you for joining us today. And for our viewers especially, thanks for tuning in. We will be right back with another engaging episode of the We Talk Talent series. Till then, keep talking and keep watching.